My name is Lisa. I'm a working mother living with my husband, Atsunori, our son, Atsushi, and our daughter, Madison. Recently, Madison started living on her own when she began college. I've been working at the same company since I was single.
Wow. Madison is already in college. It feels like just yesterday she was in kindergarten, and now she's living on her own.
I know. Kids grow up so fast, don't they? I also find myself thinking, wasn't Madison just a kindergartner a moment ago?
Lisa, you're amazing, raising both Atsushi and Madison while working.
Having Atsunori by my side has been a big help, and it's also thanks to you, Noah, and everyone at work for being so supportive. He's my colleague, Noah. Noah has been working in the same department as me since he joined the company, and he's the coworker I get along with best. That said, everyone at work is friendly, and it's a great environment to work in. Balancing work and home life has been challenging, but with the kids still needing financial support, I've been working hard. However, when I get home,
What's going on? Dinner's not ready yet?
I'm starving. I don't care what it is, just make dinner quickly.
Okay, it's almost ready. Just hang in there a bit longer. Atsunori and Atsushi often talk to me in a condescending tone, making critical comments from a superior stance. Even when I rush to prepare meals for the family.
Lisa, what is this meal? The table looks so bare.
Bear. I made quite a few dishes, you know.
I don't know. Nothing about this makes me want to eat. I don't feel like eating this at all.
Please don't say that. I put effort into making it, so just eat it, okay? It's tasty, I promise. I was getting fed up with them constantly complaining about the meals I prepared. Not only that, but Atsunori and Atsushi left all the housework to me. Even on days when I wasn't feeling well, they never offered any help. Then, one day, Madison came home since her university was on break.
I'm home. Who you? It's so hot outside.
Madison. Welcome back. How have you been? How's living on your own? Are you eating properly?
Mom, you're such a worrywart. I'm eating just fine.
Really? That's a relief. I was worried since you always eat just omelets.
I'm eating vegetables too. But yeah, I've been making omelets in bulk and freezing them. Oh, and guess what? Here, take this.
Huh, what is it?
There's a new cake shop near the station, so I got you your favorite strawberry cake. A little treat for you. Oh, but I didn't get anything for Dad or Atsushi. So, let's eat it now, just the two of us. I'll make some tea, so you just sit down, Mom. Bo, is there anything I can help with? If you're going to the grocery store, I'll come along and help carry the bags.
Unlike Atsunori and Atsushi, Madison grew up to be a kind and thoughtful child. I had a faint hope that maybe having Madison around would change their attitudes a little. But they didn't change at all. A few weeks later, while I was doing the dishes in the kitchen.
Hey Mom, I want to go to college too, so give me some money.
What? Wait a minute. You can't just suddenly ask for money like that.
You're not going to say you don't want to pay, are you?
I'm not saying that, but it's just the way you're asking. Besides, this is too sudden, isn't it? It's not easy to come up with a large amount of money out of the blue.
What's wrong with that? Isn't it normal for parents to pay for their sons' college expenses?
I've been supporting this family all along, haven't I? So it's only natural for Lisa to at least cover the college expenses.
Supporting the family.
What's with that dissatisfied tone? You look like you have something to complain about.
Yeah, Mom, it's too disrespectful to go against Dad like that. If you keep that attitude, don't be surprised if Dad divorces you later.
What? Did you just say divorce?
Atsushi has a point. That could definitely happen. You can't even manage the household properly. And you're not willing to pay for Atsushi's college. I don't need a wife like that anymore.
But I never said I wouldn't pay.
I've been thinking it's annoying to have an old hag like you wandering around the house. Dad, I don't want a dull mom like this either, so just divorce her already. Living with just us guys would be way easier and more fun.
Wait a second, Atsushi. What are you talking about, divorce?
Well, Atsushi might be right. Lisa, this is a good opportunity for us to get a divorce. Now that it's decided, pack up and leave.
Even then, Atsunori and Atsushi spoke to me in a condescending manner. I had reached my limit with their behavior. So I explained the situation to Madison and divorced Atsunori. Madison and I moved into a new place together and started a new life as mother and daughter. A few months after the divorce, the doorbell rang, so I opened the door, and there they were.
Lisa, I finally found you. So, this is where you've been living.
We're coming in.
Wait, Atsunori, Atsushi. How did you find out where I live? Besides, this building has an autolock system. You shouldn't have been able to get in.
Oh, we just waited for someone else to come in.
Yeah, we slipped in when the downstairs door opened.
That's really suspicious behavior. And you shouldn't just barge in like this.
Wow, look at this, Atsushi. It's way bigger than our place.
Seriously, it's not fair that the old hag gets to live in a place like this.
What are you talking about? You were the ones who pushed for the divorce and kicked me out. I don't owe you any explanations now that we're divorced and not family anymore.
That might be true, but listen, that's not the point right now. All the home appliances like the TV and washing machine are gone from the house.
You must have stolen them, Mom. We're going to report this to the police.
Reporting to the police? That doesn't even make any sense.
We can't live without those necessary appliances. We're struggling here.
You could just buy whatever you need again. It's not a big deal.
Hey, Dad, why don't we just move in here too? This place has everything we need and is super comfortable.
Good thinking, Atsushi. That's settled then. We're moving in from today. So you two need to move out and find another place.
What kind of nonsense are you talking about? Just go home already.
You're the ones who should leave. Go back to that old house or something. I can't believe you've been living such a comfortable life. This is just ridiculous.
Enough already. There's a limit to how much nonsense we'll tolerate.
Atsunori and Atsushi suddenly showed up at our place and started insisting that they were going to live here. Even when we told them to go back home, they wouldn't listen. As this was going on,
Having a greasy, annoying dad and an idiot like Atsushi around just pollutes the air. This is my and Mom's place, so you both need to get out.
Madison, who do you think you're talking to? Don't get too cocky.
Huh? Oh, come on. I know all about your dirty tricks, Dad.
What are you talking about? My dirty tricks? What are you getting at?
You've been making Mom transfer money into your account every month to cover the mortgage, right? But the mortgage is already paid off, isn't it?
what? I thought the mortgage wasn't fully paid off yet.
Lisa's right. It's still being deducted every month.
Can you still say that after seeing this picture?
Oh. What is this? There are no deductions. Atsunori, were you deceiving me?
That's not my bank statement. It's got to be some kind of mistake.
We can easily find out the truth by checking.
You lied to Mom saying it was for the mortgage and took money from her every month. And on top of that, you've been saying all kinds of horrible things. Madison will never forgive you.
Wait, what's going on, Dad? Explain what Madison is saying.
Well, the truth is, I got into financial trouble and ended up in debt. So I pretended it was for the mortgage payments and took money from Lisa every month.
Financial trouble. You were just splurging and wasting money like crazy.
I wasn't splurging. I had to spend it on Madison and Atsushi, so there was no choice.
I didn't even go to cram school. I couldn't attend summer classes because you said there was no money. Everyone in my class went, but I was the only one who couldn't because of you.
Since Atsushi started living with Atsunori, it seemed like he had been living a rather constrained life. Atsunori didn't have a particularly low income and had a decent number of years as a full-time employee. Yet, when Atsushi mentioned he wasn't allowed to attend summer classes,
Shut up. Tuition is way more expensive than you think.
That's not the whole story, is it?
I have no idea what you're trying to imply.
Then how about this? In this photo, that's you. Oh, wait. The woman next to you clearly isn't Lisa, is she?
What is this? A young woman. And wait, that's Dad. Dad's holding hands and walking with a young woman, looking really happy.
This is some kind of mistake. It must be a look-alike. And more importantly, who are you? You just showed up out of nowhere. Who the hell are you?
this is Noah, my colleague. We've been working together since he joined the company. His sister is a professional detective. Madison suggested we hire a pro to look into things. When I casually mentioned it to Noah, he said, "My sister's a detective, so we hired her to investigate."
What? A detective?
I had her look into what kind of private life you were leading for a while now.
Ugh, detective. So what? What does that change? That ridiculous photo is probably a fake or something.
You're a pretty big liar, aren't you? But I figured you'd say something like that. That's why we also have video evidence.
Video? You even have videos.
I told you my sister is a professional detective, right? And not just any professional.
You were skipping work to go on dates with a hostess, weren't you? Using the money mom worked so hard to earn to play around with women other than her. What you've been doing, Dad, is incredibly insensitive and downright despicable.
No, it's not like that, Madison. This is...
What do you mean, not like that? Atsunori, I never realized you could be such a sleaze. You're the worst. Noah's sister's investigation into the affair was flawless. Atsunori's new hobby had become hanging out at hostess clubs. He frequently went out with a girl from one of those clubs. And to make matters worse, he was spending the money he lied about being for the mortgage on that girl. Now, with both Madison and me glaring at him.
Well, it's not what it looks like. I just happened to know about the place from some business entertainment. And about the holding hands, that was, well...
There's no point in making pathetic excuses. It doesn't just look like you're holding hands, you clearly are.
Dad, not admitting it makes you look so cowardly.
So all that time you said you didn't have money for my summer classes, you were just spending it on yourself.
No, that's not it. That's a completely different matter, I mean. There are social obligations for adults too, you know.
Don't give me that crap. You and your son are something else, but at least you could have let him attend summer classes.
But Atsushi would probably just goof off anyway, so maybe it's better he didn't go.
What's your problem, Madison? Just because you're in college doesn't mean you can act all high and mighty.
I'm not acting high and mighty. You and Dad have been acting superior to Mom all this time.
You will be paying the alimony for this divorce, mark my words. And of course, I'll be collecting from that woman as well.
We've even got videos of you two spending nights together multiple times.
You've been buying her all sorts of luxury items, haven't you?
How much did you find out?
Everything, obviously. That's why we're having this conversation.
Oh, but since we're already divorced, I don't need to pay alimony, right? So, you can't do anything. Too bad for you.
Even after a divorce, as long as the affair is discovered within 3 years, you can still claim it.
And it's only been a few months since the divorce, so we can totally make the claim.
It seemed Atsunori hadn't realized just how much we had investigated.
Don't be ridiculous. I don't have any money to pay for alimony. But if I sell the house, then I could pay you. That house is in a pretty good location, so with the leftover money, I might just live it up and enjoy myself.
You really are an idiot. You can keep that attitude for now, but not for long. I've already sold the house.
What? That house is mine. You can't just sell it without my permission.
Dad, you always forget the important stuff so quickly.
Madison. What's that supposed to mean?
The house originally belonged to my father, remember? He passed away before we got married, and I inherited the house. I lived there alone until we got married.
And after the marriage, Dad moved in, right?
Then, that means the house.
It was never part of the marital property.
Dad, you've been horrible to Mom all this time. You owe her an apology. And you too, Hatsushi. This is what happens when you get carried away.
Why, I'm practically a victim here.
What are you talking about? You're just as bad, Atsushi. So, you better reflect on your actions with Dad.
So, you're saying I'm going to have a tough time from now on too?
Not tough times reflection. You two better start working on that together.
Madison bluntly told them they were in the wrong. Atsunori and Atsushi.
Please, Lisa, I really don't have the money to pay alimony.
Then you just need to work hard enough to be able to pay it. It's as simple as that.
At this rate, I won't be able to go to college.
What are you talking about? You were never good at studying anyway, so it's impossible.
Why do you say that? If I study, I can get into at least 1 or 2 colleges.
Oh really? Then go ahead and get into 1 or 2 or however many you like.
I'm begging you, Lisa. It was just a fling, so please don't demand alimony. I'm begging you.
How pathetic. It's obvious you're just saying that to avoid paying and use the money for fun.
You need to seriously get a grip. Reflect on what you've done and show it in a tangible way.
But I really can't. Honestly, my salary at work has been cut too.
Even so, with 2 fewer people in the family, it should actually be a bit of a plus, right?
Or maybe it's impossible because you're too reckless with your spending.
Madison, don't be so harsh.
This is completely your own fault. You need to make amends by paying the alimony.
Oh, come on. Lisa, I'm begging you. Please forgive everything that's happened and let's get back together.
No, thank you. Please just leave now. You're causing trouble. Atsunori and Atsushi lingered at the front door for a while, but no matter what they said, neither Madison nor I changed our minds. Seeing our resolve, Noah finally chased the two of them away. Atsunori and Atsushi initially moved into a rental apartment. However, they eventually couldn't pay the rent and fell behind, leading to their eviction. The next place they moved to was a dirt-cheap apartment, but it was so cramped that they ended up fighting every day. On top of that, they made a big fuss about seeing ghosts, and even got reported by their neighbors. With no one to handle housework, they always ate ready-made meals or ate out. They had no one to save on electricity, water, or gas bills, so their expenses just kept piling up. Because of that, they fell into debt, leading to a miserable life of constant work to pay it off. Meanwhile, Madison and I.
So, Noah, you've been with Mom the whole time?
That's right. We've been at the same place since college.
Wow. If it were me, I'd totally think that person was my destiny.
Yeah, I've heard the whole "can men and women really be just friends" thing before.
Well, I'm a college student now, so why don't you and Noah start dating, Mom?
Well, Madison, where's this coming from all of a sudden?
I'd be thrilled if Noah became my dad. Totally excited.
I'd be excited too.
Oh, you too, what are you even saying? Madison was telling Noah that he should date me and talking about him becoming her dad. As I watched them, I noticed how Madison and Noah were chatting so happily together that, for a moment, they really looked like a real father and daughter. Seeing this strange yet heartwarming scene, and how much fun Madison was having, I thought, well, that's fine by me. Madison might only have a few years left before she gets married and leaves the house. But when that time comes, I want to send her off with a smile. I promise myself again to continue raising her with lots of love and care until that day comes. If you enjoyed this video, we'd be thrilled if you subscribed to our channel. Subscribing means you'll receive notifications for new videos, keeping you in the loop with all our latest content. Your support is vital to our growth. Let's enjoy and grow together.